Hello. This is Kristina, digital marketing coach, and today is a new episode of Guest and Podcast, Growing Business Online with Kristina. But what I wanted to share with you that I'm super happy to have my special guest speaker today, a lady, Chu Tang. Chu, welcome to the new episode of Guest and Podcast.
Thank you. Thank you so much for inviting me as a guest speaker today.
And I'm super happy, and I really believe, and I'm pleasure that you are going to share such amazing story, because we met online and we met on one of our networking group. So I'm super happy to have you again and welcome you again, and tell us a little bit about you, who you are, what you do, where are you from.
I was born in Cambodia as a star, and I escaped from the communists, came to US many decades ago, and I graduated from UC Berkeley with applied math, and then I had a pretty solid career in visual effects for over 30 years. And during the pandemic, I realized that my life is not really fulfilling, so I decided to explore how to be a health and wellness entrepreneur. And I'm currently a LifeWave brand partner. Yep.
Yeah, and that's nice, and as you know, that growing business online with Kristina is such a it's focused on our entrepreneurs, solopreneurs, onlinepreneurs who wanted to do business online. But either if you are in offline space, you can also promote in online. Every single person just need to have some kind of online presentation, either is Facebook page, is it website, or something like that. And congratulations that you decided to start your entrepreneurial journey. But before that, can you share with us a little bit about visual effects, just for our listeners maybe who are not familiar with that, but just wanted to know something about, and we will continue talking about your wellness part and everything what you do now.
Yeah. So my passion was to become a cinematographer, and the closest I could get is become, to cinematography is create something digitally online that the rest of the world could see it, right? So I was very lucky that I got to work on films such as The Lord of the Rings, King Kong, Avatar, and then later on I work on Pixar, like The Finding Dory, Cars 3, Coco, Yeah. So it requires a lot of problem solving, because my specialty was between doing the technical and artistic. So it was a very rare occupation, because you either do the art part or you do the technical part. But I was very lucky that I get to do both. Yeah. So my specialty was quite rare, right? So, and it helps me to learn how to problem solve, because when I talk to the artist, I have to use a particular language. When I talk to the developer, is a different language. So I always find myself kind of like the liaison between the two groups. Yeah. And so I wrote program that the artists use to create mostly shading, because when in visual effects, when you create something, it's all in gray. There's no color to it, no material to it. So I wrote a program that the artist could use to make it look photoreal, or make it look very, stylized, right? Yeah. And then I also get to create the actual shots myself. The actual, yeah.
Oh, that's fantastic. And do artists still use that? Do you have such kind that people can see that, like that program or some?
Yeah. I also did work with a team that developed a rendering program for that too. Yeah. So I was, I was very, very fortunate. Yeah.
So if you have any information about it, we will be like a page or something like that. We will put that below this podcast. you know.
Yes.
So
Yes.
for
Yes.
if you wanted to share with audience, so that would be nice. Maybe it's going to be helpful for some people to reach out to you just to ask you some support. Or
Oh yeah, I'm very happy.
when I met you, I just when you went when you told visual effects, for me it was like, that sounds good, you know, and you know, and I was, because the point and beauty of this podcast is when I have just met such amazing people all around the world from different industry. Thank you so much, from different areas of business, you know, from different creators part, how I can say, all of you are amazing, because you are creators, you are just build something and just create, you know, and you're so unique, and you share your passion and your knowledge, and you know, and I'm super happy with that. So, and because of that, I always wanted to like to ask my guest speakers just to share with them something new, maybe is going to inspire other people maybe to start doing that. Your story about visual as you said,
visual effects.
Visual effects, yeah. And I'm sometimes a little bit, you know, feel like you know, I feel very you know, how I can say, very, very happy, and sometimes questions just flow. It's very, and every single podcast is different, you know, different people. Yeah. And did you work in some, it's over you moved from Cambodia, did you work for some corporate industry for yeah, of course you work, I suppose, so many years, for example.
So I started working for a company as a programmer, and I moved myself into you know, production engineering, and I work for, you know, big company like, you know, like IBM, Sony, you know, and then Weather Effects, you know, which is it's a world famous visual effects house in New Zealand, and then Pixar.
Oh, that's nice. So you're so experienced with that.
No, there's always a lot to learn. I never see myself as an expert.
And you're still learning, and I'm still learning.
Yeah, we all learning.
We all learning, yeah. And we all grow together, you know. We're all
yeah. True.
So, and do you want to share something else about it, and maybe we can move in your wellness part of business, you know?
Yeah. I think you know, from the long hours working and not taking much breaks, that is when I start realizing that my health is very important.
Oh, and this is so important.
Yeah.
And many of us just in front of computer, tablet, whatever we use in our business, just sometimes from, as you said, for very long hours of working, we just sometimes forgotten ourselves and our health, just to walk, just to get fresh air or something like that. And this is very impressive what you do, and I'll also encourage our audience and listeners just to connect with you in some way, just to that you can share with them about visual effects. So let's dive deeper into it. What triggered you to start, as you mentioned, about health issues, but also what triggered you, and when did you start your business, what you do at the moment, you know?
So I think the big trigger was within half year that I moved to New Zealand to work on the Lord of the Rings. My grandma died of breast cancer, and then when she was in a coma, I flew back to New Zealand to see her, and I saw what the doctor did to her, which was really, really not good. Yeah, and she had renal failure, so her body was already not able to process fluid. And then the doctor still fed her. And then I saw, I don't want to sound disgusting, but I saw like the stuff bursting through her skin. And that was a wake-up call for me that I need to really learn everything I need to know about healing. So because I still have my loved one still alive, and I don't want that to ever happen again, to my mom, you know?
So I understand.
Yeah. And it's a coincidence that I moved to New Zealand because New Zealand is a lot more receptive for natural health. So then I study homeopathy, aromatherapy, shiatsu, reflexology, and then later on, when I left New Zealand, I studied craniosacral therapy, and also and I moved back to New Zealand again. So I studied craniosacral therapy in New Zealand, also in Australia. So yeah, so that's how I got myself, really into the natural healing.
Yeah, and you're based in USA, as I'm.
Yeah, right now I'm based in San Francisco, and so during the pandemic, I thought, oh, since I have such a passion in health and also helping people and not be a victim, right? Not playing a victim mindset, right? Because of the COVID and all that, right? So then I enrolled in a program called cellular health coaching, and I learned so much about our cellular health from a Dr. Samuelson. Yeah. Gary Samuelson, yeah, and I learned so much about health and all the basic things that we tend to forget. The basic 5 pillars of health. Water, sleep, exercise, micronutrients, and breathing.
And this is so. As you mentioned, New Zealand, and I have some friends there and met them online or offline, and they're really in that like naturopathy, or as you said, homeopathy and many other things.
Yeah.
And this is so important that we take care about our health, and many people, many entrepreneurs, or who I spoke to and hosted, it was like that they started something, that they have some problem with their health or something like that, and they just but immediately they have done transition and that triggered them, as you said with your grandma, what happened, just to think about health issues and move in some wellness part, or some way of thinking about our health and life, and live like to love ourselves, how we can say, to say self-love, and this is the way how we can care about us. And I think that you are now feeling very, very good, because when you practice that and do that, and how do you just tell us a little bit what is the core of this business, and how do you work with your clients? And
so I spent about 2 years looking for the perfect product that I resonate with. And so last year, my friends introduced me to LifeWave, and he didn't explain too much. He just gave me some patches to try, right? So I patched my uncle. My uncle had a stroke previously, and because of the stroke, he could not pronounce anyone's names, right? So including my auntie's name, which is so simple, just Hong, right? And then 2 hours after he patched with the LifeWave X39 stem cell activation patch, his body just kind of like, okay, so he started calling my auntie's name, and I was like, wow, how could that possible? So, and then ever since then, I've been crazy about learning about stem cell, because our body, as we age, our stem cell go into dormant, and our stem cell are very important to help us making new cell type. Yeah, and what I like about this product is, first of all, it's very convenient to wear. It's just a patch, and then is 100% non-invasive, because it's non-transdermal. It doesn't go to your skin. It's using light therapy, which is the neat part of it. It uses our own body light to activate our own body stem cell.
Oh, this is really amazing. And is this is that product one of the newest products on the market?
Well, the light technology in the patch, it was actually created about 19 years ago, or maybe more like 20, because the owner and the inventor of the company LifeWave, his name is David Smith, and he actually created energy enhancer patch for the Navy SEAL, and this is before 2004. And then the Stanford women's swimming team started using it for the energy patch. And I think in about 4 years ago, he came up with the stem cell activation patch, and that was when the company just really doing so well, because everybody knows about how important stem cells are.
And this is really, you know, this is very useful. This is very thank you for sharing such amazing information. And in terms of patch, what is your experience with that and with your clients? Either that you mention your uncle, just for our listeners to hear that story, just to share with us and with all of with all people who will listen to this podcast, this episode.
So the disclaimer is that the patch is not a drug, so it doesn't, you know, doesn't diagnose, doesn't cure, right? It simply just use the body's light to activate the body's stem cell, and it's the body that's doing the healing, right? So I have like myself when I use it, I notice my performance is a lot better. Like when I used to do jump rope, and then now I am back to jump rope again, you know, and I have a lot more strength. So I notice, and when I lift things, I notice I'm a lot stronger, because I'm already 57 years old, right? Yeah. And then I also noticed that my the wrinkle on my neck is disappearing. So basically the body is producing collagen. Yeah. So it's making its own collagen as well as activate the stem cell. You know how when we're younger, we have more collagen production. That's why we look better, right? And
this is the goal. This is the point. Just how we move forward in our ages, just to feel young and live a long life.
Yeah, and I think for me it helps me a lot emotionally, because at the beginning I start having a lot of dreams, and in my dream for some reason it resolves some of my past trauma. And I think it's because of the brain cell, I'm guessing, the brain cell, you know. Yeah. And then for my husband, he used to have high blood pressure. And after, you know, patching, his body just kind of recover, and then the pressures are getting normal again. Yeah. So it's the body healing itself, basically. Yeah. And everyone is different, because some people they look younger and younger. Some people you know, they're internally, they're improving, you know. Yeah. So.
And do you think that and recommend clients to use it, and everyone will have such a different experience, for example, as you said, and maybe it's going to be and tap into something which would need to just to heal some way, if you have some
you're right. Yeah, because we all unique, and our body's imbalance is all unique in our own way, right? So some people, when they wear the patch, they find out, oh, they sleep much better, right? Yeah. And then some people have more mental energy, and personally I feel like I'm getting younger and younger internally, because I just have a lot more energy, you know. And it takes time.
And I need that for my different time zone working.
Yeah, I'm sorry, available.
For my brain cells.
Yeah.
Really, for sure. You know, I'm really honest with that. And now what is the duration of using? You said that it was 2 years ago when you started, when your friend referred.
Oh no, last year. It was last year.
Last year. Sorry.
It was last year. 2 years ago, I started researching for a product that because to me, the requirement for me to find such a product is, first, it has to be affordable, and it has to be very convenient, because our life is so busy, you know, and it's something that you don't have to go get a glass of water and take some pill, or remember to take a pill, right? So the patch is super convenient. You wear it, and it's like a quarter size patch. You wear it for 12 hours, and then you take it off. So you could give it to your pets the next day if you have pets. Yeah. And
and how, and what is duration? You said just you can use it one day, one night, and then
12 hours. Use it for 12 hours one day.
Yeah. And after that you can put on your pets, just to use it.
Yeah, you can put on your pets
to help them.
Yeah, to help them. Yeah, and I know that some country like Mexico, they could reuse the patch again. Yeah, and then sometimes I myself reuse the patch again the next day, even though the strength is not 100%. but I mean, we don't recommend that because of Senate, we don't recommend that, but some country
but some people could try. Why not?
Yeah, they could try. Yeah. And I know it works because I used to get insomnia. And so when I was wearing the silent night patch, because we have a special patch for insomnia. And of course I don't sleep 12 hours, right? So when I wake up, I put the patch away, and then the second night I put it on, it still helps. So yeah.
It's nice, really. And how do you work with clients? How clients come to you to, and maybe would you like to share with us something about business mode,
yes.
business model? Maybe if I suppose that you work online mostly.
I work mostly online. Yeah, mostly online.
Globally.
Yeah, globally, because LifeWave is available in 80 countries. Yeah. So I connect people through social media such as Facebook, LinkedIn, and I attend network events, and then I have one-on-one with people. Yeah, and to me is the first thing is I take my time to understand the person, like what we really need, because I have so many people approach to me and say, here, this is my best product and all that, without knowing who I am, what I needed. It feels very, invasive, right? And this patch is supposed to be 100% non-invasive, so I have to practice that too, right? Yeah. So I find out about what who they are, what they're passionate about, and what they need, right? Yeah.
And how as I said, you work online, and also how, when someone wanted to connect with you just to have some conversation call, and how people can reach out to you, can you share with us? I will put all information below this podcast, this episode, but also just when our audience is going to listen this episode of Guest and Podcast, just to share with us, maybe someone is easier to hear, and just try to search and find you, to connect with you.
Yeah, the easiest way is to email me, and my email is very simple, which is my first name, CHU, and then at allhealth.info, ALLHEALTH.info. Yeah.
And do you have about this patch patch on your website as well?
Yes, I do. I have.
Can you share with us your domain name of your website?
Yes, the domain name of my website is allhealth.info.
Yeah, and also listener could connect with you on Instagram.
Yeah, I don't use Instagram.
LinkedIn and Facebook.
Yeah, LinkedIn and Facebook. Yeah, and then if they go to my website, allhealth.info, there's a contact that they could contact me. They could schedule a.
You should have your also you should have buttons for Instagram and for Instagram is in my mind. I don't know why. Just you have buttons for LinkedIn and Facebook on your website. So listeners, just connect. When you go to Chu's website, you can go there and connect, and via email, Facebook, LinkedIn. So it is going to be fantastic with. And Chu is such an amazing entrepreneur and coach, and how I can say health.
I'm a consultant.
Consultant.
Yeah.
And would you like to share something about business model? Who do you want to how people is it, for example, you mentioned that it's in 90 countries, but how is going in for people in countries where patch is not present, or something like that, just to maybe if people wanted to, some of listeners would be inspired, and maybe they wanted to start a business with you, just to
so LifeWave
spread the word about it. And
so LifeWave is available in about 80 countries, including Canada, Mexico, New Zealand, Australia, UK, and Southeast Asia, and Thailand, Malaysia. And unfortunately, for the countries that are not available yet, there's not much we could do until that country is, supported by LifeWave. Yeah.
But for example, if someone wanted to buy patch, and if this company is not available in that country, how people
cannot send it.
They cannot use it.
No, we cannot send it. It's against the company policy to send LifeWave patch to a country that's not.
Just it's going to be good information for people just to know. But
unfortunately, because
company is going maybe to open sometimes.
I hope so. I hope so. Because we are opening more and more in newer country. So
your listeners who will listen to this podcast and this episode, you should connect with Chu, and also she will give you all information about countries where patch is present. So you can connect with her on LinkedIn and Facebook, and you can also be a part of her team, or just you be her customer.
Or collaboration, anything.
Collaboration. And this is going to be such a good, especially for where is patch in Canada, New Zealand, Malaysia, UK, USA. You can, if you wanted to start some kind of this business, you should connect with Chu and be a part of this such amazing business story. And this is the way how someone will start a business, and be inspired by your story.
Because like the people on my team are very amazing people. We all want to help people, so that's what we makes our day very, very purposeful, right? And then the LifeWave comp plan is really, really simple and very generous. So
And Chu, I asked you many questions today, and you wanted to share some message to our listeners, maybe who wanted to start business or who have some problem issues, just to connect with you, and they will have some new contact for. Maybe you will open someone's eyes to move forward, and maybe someone is stuck and wants something but doesn't want where to start.
I'm always an advocate to get people to live for their dream, right? So I recently actually host a podcast, two podcasts. One is How to Sparkle Your Soul, and the other one is Pursue Happiness, which is nothing to do with LifeWave. So I'd love to connect with anyone who wants.
And I would like to be your guest speaker as well on those podcasts. And thank you for mentioning about your podcast. This is amazing, of course. And do you have any information about those podcasts on your website as well?
Yes, I do. Nice. So on my allhealth.info, you see my past event recording, and then also there's a podcast. And my podcast, I'm going to launch it next month. So. That one is again is not related to LifeWave, because I think that I also need to do community service as a human being, right? So my podcast would be called Your Win, WIN podcast, because I want to bring more positivity to this world.
This is fantastic, and it was such a pleasure talking to you today. Thank you so much. Thank you so very much. I'm super honored to have you as a special guest speaker. You share such amazing and very, very inspired story, which we all need to. And this episode just really deserve to be heard. And thank you again. And I think that we will meet again next year. A new episode of KSM Podcast, Growing Business Online with Kristina.
Thank you, Kristina.
Thank you so much, and have a great day. Bye for now.
Bye.